Welcome everyone to this month's Astrocolorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. So the idea of the Astrocolorscope is that in a moment I'm going to pick some crystals from this bag, throw them into a circle of houses, and then read the crystals, the colors, the energy of the house, etc., specifically for your sign. I'm also going to take a bead from my bead bag just for a little extra influence of color, see what else is going on. Then I'm going to, I like doing things in threes, then I'm going to pick a card from the Voyager deck for your sign, and I'm going to ask you to take a look at the card and see what you are most attracted to in the collage of images, and then ask you what that means for you. Of course, I'll read whatever I see in that card as well, so we can put it all together for your particular sign. So before we get there, we're just going to have a little look at what's going on this month. So to begin with, we have one of the big things is Mercury is going retrograde on the 19th of May. And of course, you know, retrograde actions happen all the time. But when it's Mercury, it's like one of those big deals, isn't it? That everything starts to move backwards. So it's in Gemini, which is its natural placing. So there's a sense of, it almost feels like, okay, so I'm going to be moving backwards a little bit through this sign because I love it so much. Communication slows down when Mercury starts to retreat. But in Gemini, there's almost a sense of calming down. There's almost a sense of, you are given this time to really focus on what it is you want to say, how you want to be perceived in this lifetime, let's say, how you want to communicate with your loved ones, with your friends, with the world, how you want to write, how you want your language to be. So you might find that this is a time where you want to write, where you want to write more, where you want to journal more, especially with Mercury, because it is a planet of communication, but because it's in Gemini, there's almost that sense of double communication that's coming up. So you might find yourself just retreating a little bit more. You may also find yourself biting your lip before you can communicate with somebody, or that you want to say something to someone and they're off somewhere else, and it's a little bit more difficult to communicate with them. Of course, traditionally with Mercury, it sort of messes up with the technical stuff. So, you know, computers and cell phones and all this kind of thing can be a little bit out of whack, and especially if we've got any sun action going on that's going to send that our way, and then of course communication will have some problems then too. We've also got around the 13th to the 15th, we've got Mars, which is opposing Saturn, and Mars is a fiery planet. It's fire and it's action and it gets things moving, whereas Saturn, it's slow, it grounds you, it makes you really think before you take action. So with these two planets sort of opposing each other, it's almost like two people. So one person saying, let's do it, let's go for it, and the other person saying, no, we need to take our time. So there's a sense with this of push, pull, and you may have difficulty with decisions, especially as that Mercury is coming up. I know Mercury is coming up before the 19th, so you get that kind of preparatory, what is that word? Preparing action before the actual Mercury retrograde. So with Saturn and Mars opposing each other, and then we have the Mercury coming in as well, there's a sense of this month that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to make decisions, to really take action, to really move forward. So there's a lot of things that are pulling us back. Towards the end of the month, there's Mars again square Neptune, and Mars is the fiery energy and Neptune is the watery energy, but Neptune it links with your imagination, with that vision. You know, it's a Pisces energy, so we can go off into la la land, whereas Mars wants you to get moving. So there's movement in your feelings, movement in your emotions, and there's almost a sense with this of forgotten feelings. So something that's been stuffed down is going to start coming up again. This is perfect because of that Mercury retrograde, because we are going to go more inside of ourselves, communicate with ourselves, communicate with our emotions. So I can feel that coming up in me as well, which is kind of interesting. So there's a sense of, this is a wonderful month, but we're going very much into ourselves and we're bringing stuff out. And then we're going to be thinking about how to move forward. Am I ready to move forward? It's going to be a little bit slow, but there's a lot going on internally. So, okay, let's get on with your birth sign. Let's get started. Okay, Pisces, so for you, you have Kimberlite that went into your 9th house, and then there is a piece of, I put this into my crystal bag. It's a piece of stone, a piece of rock that comes from Sedona. So it's from the vortex. This went into the 10th house, so 9th, 10th, and then a rough piece of ruby went into the 11th house, so 9, 10, 11, which is kind of interesting. So it means that there's something going on, that these are all connecting together. And it's not that all the other houses don't connect together with the stones, but I feel that there's something else, there's a message that's here. So Kimberlite is kind of an interesting stone. It has a mixture of other stones in it, but what tends to happen with Kimberlite is that it's found in diamond mines. So it'll be found with diamonds stuck in it, and it's like its claim to fame, really. So I feel with this, because it went into the 9th house is about travel. So there's travel gonna happen for you this month. There's a higher mind energy that's coming with that 9th house. But because of that link with diamonds, it's not to take away from the Kimberlite itself. It's a lovely green, deep green stone, but I feel like there's a diamond energy that's coming with this. It's almost like the missing part of you is going to come from some kind of travel. There's going to be a connection to that, or from some kind of education, because it went to the 9th house, some kind of higher education. And diamonds are about diamond consciousness and awareness. So it's almost like you are, I can feel it moving through me. It's like you are waking up to something, and you haven't found it yet because the diamond's not there. You've got this Kimberlite stone. It's like, where's the diamond? But I feel that you don't need the physical presence. It's almost like you don't need someone to say, you're good at this, you can do this. You're going to realize it yourself. So there's a sense of the Holy Grail that's coming up with this particular stone, and you finding that Holy Grail. But because it's linking to the 9th house, it's about having faith and realizing that you can do something even though you don't have the physical proof of it. Great, so then we come to this Sedona stone, which is about the vortex, and that went into the 10th house. So this is about your career. That's like, it's going to be moving. It's moving on. It's lots of energy that's happening with this. And it may be that you are scheduling more things for that moving and travel as well, especially linked with the 9th house and the travel. So it's kind of interesting to me that this is that diamond energy, which is such a precious stone. And then we come to the Sedona, which is all this fabulous vortex energy. And again, it's like that energy is very precious, isn't it? And then we come to the ruby, and that went into your 11th house. And the ruby is about protection. It protects you. It protects you from curses, it protects your family, it protects your belongings. The 11th house is moving out into a bigger environment. So I feel that with these, there's some connection to the earth with healing, with helping, with expanding your awareness, and then there's a protective energy because you're coming out more. When we link these two together, it's green and red, there's going to be some grief that's coming up because you are going to be letting go of something, maybe because of that travel, or maybe because of moving in new directions or finding something new. You're going to be letting go of something, and it could be that you're letting go of, let's say if you're an actor, you're letting go of your privacy. It feels like that kind of, it's almost like a personal thing that you're going to be letting go of, but it's so that you can have this almost new understanding, this new awareness that's coming up for you. And again, the Sedona rub keeps on wanting to come in here, and that is that spiraling. So spiraling out and spiraling in. So there's almost a sense of you moving up in the world. It's like to a new vibration. So I'm talking about it as energy, but it could just as easily be something like a promotion, or finding a new house, you know, that feels good, or having a new diet regime that feels good as well. Whatever it is, you are letting go of something that has defined you, that has been part of who you are, that's been part of your makeup, and now you are moving into something new, which is bigger and better, but you can't necessarily see it. It's like that diamond that's missing. You can't necessarily see it or grasp it. You just know it in your bones. So then the bead that comes up with this is this deep red, and red is a color of action, it's color of movement. So again, I feel, and it's color of the earth as well, because of course it's linking to the Sedona stone again, so it's like that earthy energy that's there. So I feel with this that you're going to be there's a lot of red actually now I look at this, very grounded and very action oriented. And so in the next few weeks, the next month, you're going to realize what it is you need to do that will take you to that next level that you want to go to. Oh, I love that. So then the card that comes up is Devil's Play. So this is the Devil card in the regular tarot. Devil is just lived backwards, it's energy in reverse. So when you look at that, is there anything that attracts you at this moment? If there is, ask yourself, what does that mean? What does that mean? So then when I look at this card, I see the big pink mushroom that's over there in the corner, and it's like, it's kind of psychedelic, isn't it? The big pink mushroom. And you know what I'm getting with that is there's not much room for you and me. We need more room, and that's the sense of the mushroom. That's funny, with the pink energy, and it's love, and it's rebuilding, and it's redesigning. I feel like it's redesigning some part of your life so that you create more room in your life for something that you love and most want. There's a great deal of protective energy that's moving all through this. So there is a need to say it's okay. You can move forward. You are protected in that movement forward. And you've got friends that will go with you too. Okay, that's it for this month's Astrocolorscope. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do remember to subscribe to my love letter and grab your free colour kit at bit.ly/colour kit. You can find out your true colours. Also, please leave me a comment below. Let me know if the messages resonated for you. And remember, I have my own store. I have lots of goodies in my store. This is one of them. That's store.sealedwithlove.com. And the final thing is, if you want to train with me, come to one of my play shops. I will be teaching an intuition play shop at the Omega Institute in July. You can find out more about that in my love letter. Okay, I will see you next week with the Colorscope, crystal Colorscopes, right? Lots of love. Bye.